4 album sales in 09.
Did you hear that? He was gay. Keep it real.
Ross, I'm not gonna say I heard that.
Yeah, but it's true. But it's the truth.
How do you know that's the truth?
He's gay. The world knows he's gay. But more importantly, it's the truth that you heard he was gay. Because everybody in the room said they heard he was gay.
Did they?
So I know you heard it.
Rick Ross just did what no one in the industry had the guts to do. He broke the code, he exposed the truth, and now the whole world is watching the collapse of Diddy's empire, thanks to one man who finally said, enough. It all started when Ross posted a cryptic message on his story. I got footage, y'all not ready, justice coming soon. At first, people thought he was bluffing, but hours later, he dropped a video that set social media on fire. Not a meme, not a diss track, but actual footage pulled from inside one of Diddy's most secretive private parties, a party the industry had whispered about for years, one of the so-called freak-offs. And the footage? It was worse than anyone expected.
Like the slippery soap.
Thank you. Yo, I actually washed the car because I'm supporting my brother. I'm not just buying slippery soap. I'm actually using it myself, so
On Carisha roof of the truck. He made it happen. I'm proud of you.
only for slippery soap.
That's right.
Let's go.
Puffy just gave me $1 million after I was just taking pictures with this shit everywhere.
What's the rock?
For over a year.
Oh
yeah.
Shit, that's pretty
no
dope.
contract, no shit like that.
Just as a thank you.
Yeah, just on some love. So
Do you look at them any
You mean like Rose? Jack and Freeway Ricky whole existence?
Rose ain't on the list, man. Goddamn, you gonna throw Rose catch a stray?
He can put it on there. Put it on there.
Okay. Yeah, like Rose.
That folded over bitch.
You know, he gets inspired by what someone else.
Yeah, he
someone
was so inspired. He pretended to be that nigga until somebody called him on his fake ass G, and then he went running around looking like a Buddha with his shirt off, beating on little bitches, singing about "Pass Me the Sage." I don't get it.
Ross take a shot at you a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more.
we wearing Travis Scott's all week.
Girl. What is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered further. I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip hop blog. It is what it is. And you watch because I have nothing else to say. You'll just see it happen periodically as it goes. You know, you see that big white elephant? That property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass? You trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
So what are your thoughts on all the his celebrity friends that denounced those allegations and were like, this is false, and they were saying, yeah, should they speak up now?
It's getting a little too late for those who are complicit. Stevie J should be charged. Mary J. Blige should also be charged. Jennifer Lopez should definitely be charged. Jay-Z should be charged. Khaled should be charged. Rick Ross should be charged. Usher should be charged and tried with him. Or for Justin Bieber alone.
Rick Ross didn't just show up, he brought receipts. He showed time-stamped video, he revealed radio recordings, he showed Diddy himself walking guests down a hallway, giving instructions to staff, and participating in a highly organized, secretive ritual. It wasn't a party, it was a pipeline, and Ross had the proof. He told the world that for years he stayed quiet, that he attended events, saw the red flags, but didn't speak up because he feared the power Diddy had. But now, that fear was gone. I was part of the machine, Ross said, but I ain't gonna stay silent anymore. What I saw, it ain't just scandalous, it's criminal. The video Ross released was only a short clip, about 3 minutes long, but it changed everything. It showed guests being escorted through a dim hallway lit with red and purple LED lights. Staff were wearing earpieces, radios buzzed with coded language. Heartbeat reset, VIP cycle, curtain drop, and then Diddy appears. He's calm, commanding. He speaks directly into a headset. Get him prepped. You know the routine. One of the guests hesitates. She looks around. Ross freezes the footage there and speaks over it. That girl right there, she didn't know what she walked into. She thought it was a networking event. She didn't know phones were gone, cameras were off, and the rules had already been written. He pauses. This ain't no party, this is control. The clip went viral instantly. Within hours, it was picked up by every major outlet. Legal experts began analyzing it. Investigative reporters started pulling Diddy's event permits and guest logs. And the court, they noticed too. Federal prosecutors requested a full forensic copy of the footage from Ross's legal team. Homeland Security confirmed it matched ongoing investigations. Because Ross didn't just show a video, he showed how it worked. They got a whole playbook, Ross said. From the moment you walk in the door, they already know who's going where, who's gonna be in what room, who's VIP, who's fresh meat. He pulled out documents, screenshots of guest rosters, invoices is for linen refresh orders, even seating arrangements. But that wasn't the biggest shock. Ross also claimed he had audio. You hear Diddy talking about breaking them in. You hear him calling guests inventory. At that moment, the industry realized this wasn't just a scandal. This was a breakdown. Rick Ross had flipped, and the floodgates were open. Ross then revealed the second clip. This one showed a prep room, Spidey normal space where guests were instructed to remove their phones, change into supplied outfits, and follow staff to designated wings. They had rules, Ross said. You don't ask questions, you don't speak unless spoken to. You follow the lights, and if you ask to leave, they delay it. He even showed a text from a guest who begged to go home. They said, "Your ride is coming." It never did. Legal experts began calling Ross's footage a turning point in the Diddy investigation because unlike past whistleblowers, Ross isn't someone who can be silenced. He has his own money, his own platform, his own audience, and he's using all of it. He's a manipulator who built a brand on pain, and the evidence kept coming. Ross released one more clip, this time from a rooftop after-hours gathering. It showed guests stumbling, staff moving them around like chess pieces, and Diddy speaking into his phone saying, "Tonight went smooth, cycle's done, reset again next week." That phrase, reset again, sent shivers through the court. Prosecutors now believe Diddy held these parties in cycles, every 2 to 3 weeks. New guests, new instructions, same system. And Ross? He says there are more clips. "I ain't show you everything," he said. "That was just the intro. I got hours of this. I kept it quiet because I didn't think the system would do anything. But now, they watching. So I'm dropping it all." Public pressure is mounting. Streaming platforms are freezing Diddy's content. Sponsors are demanding refunds. And fans, they're turning fast. People who once looked up to Diddy as a music icon are now asking the same question. How long was this going on, and how many people helped him? Ross addressed that too. He named names. It wasn't just him. You think all those celebrities went to these parties and didn't see what was happening? You think they didn't know about the no phone rule? The hallway codes? The red light shifts? Come on. And then he said the line that's now echoing across the internet. They all knew, but they were too scared to lose their seats at the table. Not anymore. Ross turned over the footage to the feds. His lawyers confirmed that they're cooperating with law enforcement and are providing metadata, location info, and guest identities from events Ross personally attended. And behind the scenes, that's triggering more subpoenas. Court insiders say 3 new celebrity witnesses are now being asked to testify based on what Ross revealed. Meanwhile, Ross went live on Instagram with a message to the victims. "I see you. I'm sorry I didn't speak up sooner, but I'm here now, and I ain't stopping." The court responded the next morning. Judge Sobermanian confirmed that Ross's footage would be reviewed for potential inclusion in the government's evidence set. And Diddy? He didn't show up to court that day. Sources say he's in full panic mode, cutting off staff, locking down properties, even trying to negotiate immunity through intermediaries, but it's too late. The video's out. The internet's seen it. And now so has the court, because Rick Ross didn't just expose a man, he exposed a system, and now the collapse has begun.